Facebook Marketplace scams are at an all-time high, and it's only going to get worse. As the economy starts to slow down, scammers get more desperate for money and start doing crazier things to come up with ways to steal your money. So today in this video, we're going to talk about all the things that scammers are doing to try to take advantage of you, how to protect yourself, and more importantly, how to spot the scammers. Now, before I start this video, if you've been scammed, please put in the comment section below and we'll see if there's something we can do to help, because in some states there are laws where you can help get your money back, or you could possibly get a title for that vehicle if you've been defrauded. So every year I try to do an updated video to let you know what scams are currently on Facebook Marketplace, and unfortunately one of my subscribers got caught up and spent $70,000 on an Aston Martin Vantage and got screwed over. The car was stolen. So I want to go over all these in detail and let you guys know what to look out for and how to protect yourself. So one of the biggest scams that hit Facebook Marketplace in the last few years is synthetic VINs and VIN swaps. Now these are really popular with newer cars, people basically defrauding people and selling stolen vehicles. Now this is how it works. A synthetic VIN is a made-up VIN number that basically tracks like a regular vehicle. So if you run the VIN through Carfax or some of these other automotive sites, it'll say that this is a 2025 G-Wagon. But it won't be a real VIN number, it'll be a fake one. How do you protect yourself from that? Well, one of the first things you do is you actually call the manufacturer. So if this is a Mercedes, I will call Mercedes and give them that VIN number. And if you give them that VIN number, they can tell you what year, make, and model it is, what factory it came out of, and what country it was shipped to, and all the features that go along with it. They'll have detailed records of everything. But if you give them that VIN number and it doesn't come up with anything, then you know you have an actual synthetic VIN, that it's not a real VIN number. A lot of people get tricked. They run a Carfax on it. They think it's legit, but it is not. That is the easiest way you can tell, by calling the manufacturer and seeing if this is a real VIN. Now, VIN swaps are a different type of thing, and there's a few ways you can do it. One, you can get a fake synthetic VIN like that one that we just talked about, or you can buy an actual real VIN and swap out the car. Now, there are thousands of cars every single year that are either crashed in an accident or exported out of the country. What people do is they will actually go and buy these cars from Copart. Let's say it's a G-Wagon that caught on fire and it's basically just rubble and ash. You could buy that car for $1,000. Now you have a VIN plate, you have a title. All you need now is just another vehicle. They will literally take that information and stickers and slap it onto this car and then tell you, hey, look, I got a title for a G-Wagon and I got the VIN number for it. This is a good car to go. And they will turn around and sell it. And unfortunately, a lot of people got burned and scammed with this. I'm sure you've seen it all over CarMax, Carvana. Dealers across the United States were getting screwed over. They were literally stealing rental cars and swapping out VINs. Now, I know you guys may be wondering, well, how do I protect myself from this? First thing you should do, once again, take it to a shop or take it to the manufacturer and have them scan the actual PCM, TCM, and all the modules in the car to see what the VIN numbers are. This is probably one of the fastest and best detailed ways to see if this is a real car, because to swap out the VIN tags is less than $100. To swap out all the PCMs, computers, and modules and everything else, you're talking thousands of dollars of actual reprogramming, or like high $10,000, $20,000 in replacing all the modules and all the computers. It's very, very expensive. So most crooks do not do that. Another reason why you want to take it to the actual dealer or manufacturer is because on every single car, there are external places where they hide VIN numbers and the dealers know where it's at. This is another one that's very hard to get rid of. They may do the one in the firewall, they may do the one on the dash, the one on the door, but the one that's underneath the trans tunnel, the one that's right behind the differential, all these other places all over the car, they can actually look and tell you if that number matches up with the actual VIN that they gave you. Now, this is very important. If you find one of these cars or you get that weird suspicious feeling, just walk away, don't say anything, call the cops after they're gone. Because if these people are doing this, more than likely they're scammers, they're pros, and if you do anything right there to spook them, you're probably gonna have issues and you just don't want any of that. Just tell them you're not interested in the car and just walk away. Now, if for some reason they don't want you to take it to a shop or take it anywhere, now you know that they're basically full of crap, that they're just trying to force you to do something. A lot of times what these guys will do is lower the price. Hey, I know I said $80,000 for this G-Wagon, just give me 50 grand right now, man. I ain't got the time. I'm moving out of town, or I have a purchase I got to do, or something like that. They'll just make up some story to get you excited. Like, well, I'm getting 30 grand off. What's the harm? You give them 30 grand and now you got a stolen car there's nothing you can do with. Now, the next scam we're going to be talking about has to do with documentation. And this is actually with the titles themselves. Now, there are a lot of people that are doing what's called fake lien releases. You may ask, what is this? This is when, let's say you bought this car a year ago, you've been driving it around and you want to sell it, you're going to move out of the state and you don't care, you're not having major payments in a year. People will actually order a new title or a fake lien release online and basically have it signed and notarized and stamped and give that to the actual people. Say, oh yeah, here's my lien release, here's the car, here's a fake title, go ahead and register it. And the scary thing is, some DMVs will register these cars. I had a friend of mine, he bought a car a year ago, registered it, had no problems. Literally 18 months after he registered it, a sheriff showed up, told him the car was stolen. It was part of some sort of fraud investigation, and he had to give back the car and basically lost it. Now, how can you protect yourself from something like this? Well, the very first thing, every single notarized stamp has a number on the bottom. You can usually look at the Secretary of State, or depending on where the data is with your states, you can double check and see if that's a real VIN number or a real stamp number. Second, if let's say this is Wells Fargo, you can actually call Wells Fargo and give them the VIN number and say, hey, look, I just need to make sure that there's no lien on this vehicle. Is the vehicle clear? Can I purchase this car? They may not be able to give you the information of the customer, but they can tell you if the car is clear of a lien or if it still has a lien. If it has a lien, walk away. If it doesn't have a lien, you're good to go. Go ahead and purchase it. But that's one of the things you can do to double check. Another quick way to make sure that this is not a fake lien release is to actually go to the DMV and give it to them, because they have records of every single lien on every single vehicle. So if you want to double check real quick, they can tell you right now, hey, look, it's in this person's name. There's no lien against it. No bank owes any money on it. The lien release has been sent to the DMV. Here you go. And then poof, you're good to go. You can basically register the car and you have no problems or issues. Now, the next scam we're going to talk about is literally just a fake title. There are so many places online that will print out fake titles. You just give them this information for your car and they will print it out in whatever state you want it. Now, this has been a really big problem the last few years because people don't know how to read titles. They don't know how to double check titles. So if you show up with the car and you're like, oh, well, this is in his name and this is his car. Oh yeah, here you go. I'll just give you my money, and you take off and wind up being scammed. So how do you check this? How do you make sure this is a real title? Well, first, every title has a title number. You always run a Carfax on it. A Carfax will give you the actual title number. If that title number matches up with that title, it'll also have a title date. If the title they give you says this was August 10th, 2025, but on Carfax it says that title with that title number was printed the year you got the loan, which is 2023, in September, that this title is fake. So it's very important to double check these things, especially when you're dealing with more expensive vehicles. I know a lot of people don't do it when it comes to cheaper cars, but this is a great way to double check. Another one, once again, you got to go to the DMV. If you don't have the title, or if the title is issued, or just any type of problems, you can always go to the DMV, and if it's clear on their end, they will go ahead and transfer it over to your name. But if for some reason the customer doesn't want to go to the DMV, is like making excuses, can't go, he's in a hurry, whatever else, walk away from the deal. There's no reason why you should even mess with this. Now, another scam that I saw that's pretty funny, and it's really bad here in Vegas. I get it all the time. I have these ads all over Facebook Marketplace that says cash for cars. Call me. And I get these scammers all the time. What they'll do is, let's say they own this car outright. They will have a title for it. They'll basically put this title on the side and they'll order a duplicate title. And when the DMV sends them the new title, they will take that title, go to a title loan company or to a bank, borrow money against this car. And now they have, let's say, 10 grand from that. And what they'll do is they'll put this car up for really cheap for another 10,000 bucks and say, hey, look, I have my old title. The VIN numbers, everything matches, my name matches. Hey, I want to sell this car for 10 grand. I'm moving out of the country. I'm moving out of the state. And these guys will literally sell you the exact same car with a lien on it. I've seen people do it all the time here in Vegas. And so I'll actually double check it. And once again, how do you realize this? The title number. If you run the Carfax, it'll tell you, hey, this title was issued a year ago. There was a new title with a new lien holder issued on this date. This title number and this one doesn't match up. This is an older title. So now you know that this is exactly a bad title or a fake title. And if he says, oh, I ordered a duplicate title, but I lost it, then you could tell him, we'll order another one because this title shows, unfortunately the number's not right. So if you want to go to the DMV with me, we can double check that. But if he starts hemming and hawing and saying he doesn't want to do it, then he's full of crap. Now the next scam has to do with no titles. This is probably one of the biggest ones that I've seen people falling for over the last few years. There are tons of groups all over Facebook that say, hey, buy cars or sell cars with no titles. And I've made multiple videos about this explaining why you should never do this. One, most of the people on there are going to scam you. They're going to tell you that there's a lien on it or they can't find the title, whatever excuse they got to get you to buy that car. And the second you're like, well, man, this is a G-Wagon. It's a $80,000 car. They're going to give it to me for 10 grand. I don't care. I'll just drive it till the wheels fall off. Guess what happens? The second you drive away, they take that money. They're going to call the police. Hey, my car was stolen, blah, blah, blah. And now you're driving around thinking you got a cool G-Wagon for 10 grand and you get pulled over at gunpoint. And now you're on the ground in possession of stolen property. And now you're in jail. Now you have to prove to the police that you didn't steal it. But how are you going to do that? I'm sure you didn't get a bill of sale from the guy that sold you the car for cash under the radar. You didn't copy his ID. You can't prove that you didn't steal this vehicle. And this is some of the problems that we have with these guys buying these, no title cars. Now, I tell people, trust me, everybody wants to drive nice cars for super cheap. I've seen the McLaren's on there for 20 grand, Lambo's up there for 15, 20 grand. Everybody wants to do that, but I'm telling you, most of these cars are going to be stolen or they're up for repo. I remember one of the guys from the group was super mad. He was looking for this guy because he gave him $30,000 for an Aventador Roadster with no title. The guy basically drove it straight home, left it in his driveway, and it still had a GPS in it. The bank found it and repoed it the next day. So the guy was out 30 grand and the car. And he was trying to find this dude because he told him there was no GPS on the car and he wanted his money back or whatever else the case may be. But these are the type of scammers that you're going to be dealing with. Now, there are people out there legitimately that lost their titles. How do you actually find out about this? So if they're saying, oh, I lost my title, I can't get it. Well, no problem. If the car is registered in your name, all you got to do, once again, go down to the DMV. You don't actually need a title to transfer the ownership. You can do it right there with an ownership transfer. It takes maybe 10 minutes and they'll put it from his name to your name. They'll double check. There's no liens. It's in his name. But put it right over. No issues, no problem. You're good to go. May cost you 30, 40 bucks. That's something you can do if it's a true thing. But if it's from out of state, some other issues, I tell people just walk away because that's one of the biggest scams that we see people just purposely falling into it and spending their money and losing all their cash. Now, the next scam we're going to be talking about is how they steal your money. Now, this one's kind of a funny one because people don't realize that there's a lot of scammers out there that don't want to sell you a car. They just want to steal your money. So what they'll do is they'll act like they're selling a car. And when you show up, you want to test drive it, and they'll give some reason why they can't go on a test drive with you. And they'll ask, hey, can you give me like $1,000 to hold? You can drive the car around, make sure you test it, and you're happy with it. And then when you come back, I'll give you $1,000 back. Most people think it's pretty normal. Okay, here you go. As a dealer, I've done that myself. But you don't do it with these people because what they're going to do is you're going to give them $1,000 of real money. And then when you get it back, it's going to be $1,000 of fake money. Happens all the time. I've seen them do this. I've also seen them do stuff where they'll help you count it. Oh, you want me to count it for you? Yeah, let's do the deal. They'll give you the car. Okay, let me count the money. Okay, cool. The money's good. Here's the title, and they'll hand you a title, and you're like, oh, it's not the right title. Oh man, I grabbed the wrong one. 1 second, and they'll pull the money back out of their pocket, and it's probably a different chunk of money. And they'll give it back to you, and they'll walk around like, man, I can't find the title. Give me your number. I'm gonna look for it. My wife knows where it's at. She's at work. I'll get back to you. The whole time, not realizing that the real money you gave them was just replaced with a bunch of fake money. This is a very common problem, especially with a certain demographic, I won't say, but these guys will go out there and steal your cash and then turn around and basically give you a bunch of fake money. And unfortunately, you won't realize it till you either spend it somewhere, or if you turn it into the bank will shred your money, realizing it's fake, and then you'll be the one called by the police asking why do you have a bunch of fake money. Now, the last scam we're going to be talking about are the actual persons or individuals. These are usually the bad people that are doing shady things to basically take people's money. These are probably the biggest scams that everybody falls victim of. Now, I know all these ones are a little more convoluted and crazy, but most people fall for these generic or gypsy car flippers. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a car flipper if you're brutally honest. I've told customers, hey, this car's a piece of shit. It runs and drives great, can't go over 45 miles an hour, cracked windshield, whatever you do. Be extremely descriptive in your ads and tell them all the good and all the bad. Usually when I show some of these cheaper cars, I will show them all the bad stuff first, and then I will tell them all the good stuff. This is very important because a lot of these clowns will not do this. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you is how do you find these scammers and how do you spot them out? Now, a lot of times I just talk to people, hey, look, I want to buy this G-Wagon. Can you tell me about it? Oh, it's a good car. It's a great car, blah, blah, blah. They're always really quick. They're short, asking if you want to see it or if you want to buy it. Ask them, how long have you had it? Have you had it for a year, 6 months, whatever else? Are you, if they start like him and hawing, are you a flipper? If you're a flipper, that's okay. Is the title in your name? Did you do anything to the vehicle? If you ask me, hey, are you a flipper? I'm like, yeah, I buy and fix cars. What I did to this car, I changed the thermostat, changed the radiator. I did all the service to it. Now it's ready to rock and roll. I'm telling you this because I want you to feel secure in your purchase. That's part of the thing. If he starts saying, like, oh, well, let me know if you want to buy it, I don't have time to waste games, he's probably going to sell you a crappy car. Another thing is when they go to sell it, if they want to meet you in weird spots, I know this sounds funny, but if I'm selling, like, let's say a $10,000 car, you're either meeting me at my house, my shop, or my dealership. I'm not going to sell a $10,000 car in a Walmart parking lot. It's not going to work. I'm going to count 10,000 bucks. I want to be right here where my gun is and my safe. It makes it much safer and less of a headache. Plus, I don't have to drive out somewhere in the middle. A lot of these guys will never let you meet them at their house or never give you their phone number. What they'll do is they'll make you meet like at a 7-Eleven, like my buddy. Now, shout out to Patrick if you're watching this. He bought a Chevy S10, wanted to just a cheap, affordable truck to just have some fun with. And the guy told him to meet him at 7-Eleven. The guy drove down there, and when he got there, he was in the car, standing at the gas station, and I guess he had a friend that was parked right over there. So he's like, yeah, he goes, go ahead, take it, drive it, let me know what you think. My buddy hopped in the car, drove around. When he came back into the gas station, the guy was standing right there in the drive-through lane at the gas station. So he pulled right back up to him. He's like, did you like the car? He's like, yeah, it runs great, AC blows cold. He's like, perfect. He gave my friend the title, took the money, and he took off. My friend drove all the way home, was super excited, parked the car, came out, showed his wife, decided they're going to get ice cream. He went to put it in reverse. Guess what? No reverse. This guy knew that if he went to this gas station, it was a pull-through, that there was nowhere where he could stop or he'd have to back up and test reverse. So he figured he would play his odds and take the car there without having him showing that. There are people out there that literally will lie to your face about everything. So if that guy would have gave him his actual address, my friend probably would have went over there and asked for his money back or asked him what's going on with the car. On top of that, he gave him a phone number. It was completely fake. So if you get a number from somebody, either call it, and then once you call it, if anybody's cell number's been their cell number for a long time, there's going to be some sort of data on it no matter where. You're just going to find it on Google. So that'll be one of the major red flags that you can see when it comes to some of these car flippers. Now, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. I tell everybody when I'm buying cars or when I'm selling cars, I expect to either ask a lot of questions or answer a lot of questions. This is just part of the deal. And this is one of the things I tell everybody. It's human behavior. If I want you to feel comfortable in buying a car, I'm going to tell you whatever you need to know and let you know about the car. But if you're asking how long you've owned the car, he's really quick with it. Did you do anything to it? Are you going to buy it? He's constantly rushing you, trying to not really let you feel comfortable. He's probably a scammer. Walk away. Don't even waste your time. Let's just say that you've owned this G-Wagon for 3 years. And I asked you about it. Hey, can you tell me about this G-Wagon? Oh yeah, me and my wife, we bought it 3 years ago at this dealership. We took it to California a bunch of times, took our kids to Disneyland. It's a great car. The only reason we're selling this is because we need a Tahoe with more seats because we're having more kids. There's always a story to be told. But when they don't tell you any stories, they don't want to admit that they're flippers, or they don't want to admit that why they got it. Like I told people, I literally buy, fix, and sell cars. That's what I do. Sometimes I even show them the before and after pictures. I sold this van not too long ago. I'll put a video up here. But basically the car was just absolutely disgusting. And I told him, I go, this car ran great, had low miles, but the inside literally looked like a homeless gangbang. It was absolutely disgusting. And I showed it to him and his wife. They laughed. They thought it was hilarious. I sent them the video so they could show their friends. But it was funny. It was just the fact of being honest. Like, hey, look, the person that owned this car didn't take care of it. They basically got it repoed. I bought it, cleaned it up, made it pretty, and now you guys are going to buy it and carry on its journey down its life. But these are some of the things that, like I said, if you ask real buyers and individuals on buying cars, you'll be able to tell because it's human nature. It's like traits, like for anything, whether you're buying a house, selling a house, whatever, it's something that you rely on your personality and human nature. Like if you're asking me about, my family, I'm going to tell you about my mom, my dad, my brothers. If I ask you about your kids, if we start up any type of conversation, we always want to have some sort of line of communication or dialect. Usually people that are trying to do shady stuff are always quick. They don't want to talk. They don't want to basically spend any more time there than what they have to. And it's really easy to tell. That's how I spot it. So if you guys want to look for those traits in these people and these individuals, if they do that, just kick them to the curb, run. Don't buy the car from them. But anyways, if you guys have had any issues like this, or if you've been scammed before, please leave it in the comment section below. I'll see if I can help you. Also, I'll be at Used Car Week. We're going to be doing some great filming with a bunch of other creators, some bigger YouTubers, some smaller ones. We're going to be doing some filming for some major TV shows, so I can't wait. I have a big announcement here probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks that I'm going to let you guys know on, but make sure you follow me on Instagram at Lucky Lopez. I'm going to be filming the whole time we're there at Monterey Car Week. I'm super excited.